what's cool is I literally just got to explain this a couple of days ago because my homie Bela literally pointed this out to me because he literally paused the song and was like, yo man, I heard that piano sample in the beginning, bro. I know where that's from. Like, no one else out here, unless they knew my discography, was going to know where that's from. And that's a series of songs that I used to literally just rap over that one piano sample in the beginning. It would just be on a loop for like 4 minutes straight, and I just like freestyle over top. It would be like a venting session for me. And I had, as the song indicates, that's the 10th iteration of it. And it's also the first time, well actually the second time I ever wrote to it. It's normally a freestyle thing. I tried writing to the piano many a times, but it never came out the way I wanted to. It wasn't raw like I wanted to. And so I would just freestyle over top of it. I would always get the way I wanted it to sound, and then I'd sing with like super heavy autotune on the end, like just Far Away, and just some like riffing stuff. And so when I made that song was originally like 7 minutes long, and I had really personal stuff on the front half, which was probably closer to about like 5 minutes, and the back half, which is like 2-3-ish minutes. And I just couldn't say some stuff on it, and the song was just a little too long, and I was just stretching like the actual like limit I wanted to have on the album, because people's attention spans are like not as long, not as good these days. So like if you have a project that's over an hour long, people are going to consider that a long project.
Right. So
I wanted to cut it down to about 44-45 minutes so that like people could listen to it. It'd be a really good, nice, like, digestible listen, not too long, not too short. And then maybe even at the end, you're just like, man, I want to listen to that again. Having that like emptiness at the end where it's like, man, I feel like I didn't digest the whole thing. I got to go back and like make sure I replay this. It was like part of the thing. And Far Away X was a huge, huge like factor in that. Like, was I going to keep the whole like 7-minute track? Was I going to like chop it up in a specific way? And so what I did is, for like my auto-tuned vocals, I actually learned how Kanye West did that, his effect on Runaway, which is what I did in the beginning. So you have the regular piano playing, and then as soon as the first phrase is over, it starts playing in reverse. And so it's pretty much the end of Far Away X, and then it just goes into like the singing part, and then comes into like a drum part. So like that like harmony thing that's kind of sound like guitars playing is like really just me singing in reverse with like that fuzz effect on that Kanye has on Runaway. And so I wrote the poem broken at a completely separate time, because I don't know, I was just on something one day, and I was just like, I really like enjoyed that poem, and I was like, man, I gotta put this on the record. I really feel like this belongs on the record. And I made a whole different like piano section, produced a whole like new bass line, all that kind of stuff for that. And then when I had it all together, I was like, man, it's a little too long, and I just edited it, shortened it up, had it like do like that movement or whatever. And like what's the cool thing is about like the Far Away X thing is that was the first time I actually put drums on the beat too. So there's like a whole like different version of that song that like will pretty much, that's a personal thing for me. Nice. Like pretty much no one else will ever hear it unless like you're with me personally in my room and you're sitting down and you're gonna listen to it with me. And it's still gonna have the bleeped out parts, because I'm the only one that needs to know those parts.
That's awesome. We've already touched on this one a few times before, but just a fresh take on the Leafy Green.
Yeah, so Leaf Green is so the way it's spelled is like super funny, because I am really into abnormal song titles, or naming your song not necessarily the chorus or whatever. And Leaf Green ended up not being that case, because I ended up yelling that for almost a minute straight at the end. But the case of that being Leaf Green as in like Pokemon Leaf Green, which is why the beat is so fun and kind of like video game EDM-y. And I make a couple Pokemon references in it as well. But also Leave Green, Leave Envious. So I may have been envious towards you this whole time, and like wanting you around here in my life, or like, you know, I want that thing that like I see that you have that I don't. But at the end of the day, I'm realizing that I'm better off doing my own thing, and you're the one that's actually envious, and you're trying to lead me on to want what you have because you're insecure about what you want. And it's okay that we're all broken, but at the same time, like, because I realized my worth before you realize my worth to you, that I was able to leave the situation, and now you're looking at me like, damn, why couldn't I have done that? Why couldn't I be like that? Now, like, I'm not winning. I'm envious of you winning. So it's like we may have like been through a lot together, but if you're not about, you know, us progressing as a team, then you're just going to be the one leaving the relationship envious, not me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so like that was like a huge like thing about that, and I just wanted to make it really fun too, like a fun sad song, kind of like. And I have like some like meme references in there too, like "Be Gone Thought," like the whole what's a Dr. Fate thing where you see where like, you know, it's like if she breathes she's a thought, kind of like meme like thing or whatever. And like I have like a couple like humorous kind of things in there too, so it's like not as sad dark as, you know, it is like kind of like tongue-in-cheek about it.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, and you also get along with Jamil so well. Like when I was first doing, because whenever I get somebody on the podcast, you know, I try to go through the music as much as possible, and like his stuff, if you just listen to it at the top value, you're like, oh, this sounds good, this is light, this is pop, this is good, and then you start getting into it, you're like, that was really sad shit he was just talking about. But like the ability of an artist like yourself or Jamil to kind of release that sadness, but then put a positive spin on it to where you could take it both ways. If you're just looking for something to nod your head to, it's there, or if you're actually looking for something deep, it's there. It's not something I don't think many people could do as far as songwriting, for sure.
Which is funny because Leaf Green being so far down in the album's track list actually influenced how I like did some stuff for Dancing Depression in the beginning, with it being like light, but also like about like some like negative, like more darker stuff. Right.
Yeah, you did a good job on that. Well done.
Thank you.
We got two more. YK2, the title track.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to rap. Yeah, that one I just kind of wanted to flex on my rapping skills, because like I took the entire album to really hone and like focus on like music and like having a concept of a song and like doing something a specific way, or like having like wanting to try and experiment like a really odd and peculiar way that I hadn't done before, or try something new. That I just kind of wanted to rap. That's a fair explanation. Just really wanted to rap on it, and I wanted to get my Young Kings on it, and they originally were already going to be on that, and that was going to be originally the song that they were only on, outside of their additional vocal features when they sang some background stuff for me. And the reason why they have reason why Tyro's features on another one is because another guy dropped out and that kind of stuff. Right. So it's like this is like the original Young Kings track I wanted on here too. And like, yeah, they came with their thing. It didn't take them long to like hit me back. Like that one was like pretty straightforward. The one thing I did have trouble with was the beat on the back end. I was having really bad issues with like my drum samples and like getting it to sound in the pocket that I wanted. And as soon as I sent it to Diggity D, he knew exactly what I was hearing, and then it was able to like fit it in like exactly how I wanted to, with like different sounds and different instruments, and like a talking drum is in there or something crazy like that. Like, you know, so yeah.
Is that how would you describe that feeling of being able to like fully tap into somebody's musical brain? It seems like you found quite a few kind of lifelong connections, that your brains kind of just go on the same wavelength.
It's a crazy feeling actually, especially like with Bela, because I've been making music with Bela for like years. I've known him for over 10 years now. And like a huge reason why we're friends is through like music. And the fact that I can literally like sit with him and sing a vocal line and be like, I want you to make a song that kind of sounds like this, or I'll sing a chorus like our song Tumblr Crushes that we have together, the first joint on Sorry Awkward. I literally sang the original, like the chorus that's on there is not the original chorus. I sang the original chorus for him, and he just literally found the chords were in which, you know, the key I was like singing. I was like, okay, so you want me to do this? And it was like I think it was in B flat minor or something, like, which was the exact key I wanted it to be in. Like, it was some crazy stuff like that where like it's a really crazy feeling because I've like collabed with quite a few people, but like the people I constantly go back to are the ones that I'm like, hey, I have this idea, what do you think? And they can like easily play something out, or they're just like, oh, I already hear what you're going for, and even as I explain more, they're just like, I got it, and then they're able to like pull it all together. I'm just like, that's pretty much perfect. Like Bela playing guitar in certain sections like matches like my flow, even though he wrote the guitar part completely separate to me writing my verse.
Right.
And it just happened to work that kind of way.
That's awesome.